7 unions as well as youth organizations have called for protests against this law that was just presented at the cabinet meeting that ended a couple of minutes ago. The Labour Minister, Myriam El Khomri, is just talking to reporters, trying to brief them on what was presented this morning, but this is only the first step because now this bill goes to the Parliament, where it will be really debated and probably amended. Let's just remind our viewers that the government postponed the presentation of this bill to the Council, to the cabinet meeting for 2 weeks because of those protests, and it has already amended the law by changing some of the most controversial aspects. The most controversial aspects are, of course, to make labor laws more flexible in France in order to hire but also to fire more easily. And this has really created a lot of protest, and according to the polls, a clear majority of the French are opposed to this bill, so a major challenge for the government.
Well, talk us through why people are so opposed. What are the details, the sticking points, and will this new version solve those sticking points?
Well, first of all, there's a method problem that the government recognized. It did not really communicate a lot with the unions, with youth groups to try to promote this law. It kind of presented it out of the blue without really explaining what it was about to do. And it turned out it was a fairly, substantial changes that they want to see enforced in France's labor laws. So that's the method. Then there's the substance. And of course, France's labor laws are fairly protective of workers, and seeing a leftist government present a bill that would make labor laws more flexible was seen as a gift to the corporate world, to big business. And this is not going down well with unions, of course, with youth groups, but also with a lot of lawmakers from the Socialist Party who have already said they would vote against this bill. So the government has changed it. It will now go through Parliament. The government is hoping that it will be passed by the summer, but there's no guarantee. And there's no guarantee, especially if you're deeply unpopular, and France's President François Hollande is at record low in the polls, some 15 to 17%, and his Prime Minister is not faring much better. So this will really be a key test, probably the last major bill before next year's presidential election here in France.